welcome back. First video of the new year. I've been gone for a couple weeks now. I think my last video being around Christmas or just a couple days after Christmas. So, I mean, man, we're already halfway through January. So I've been gone. I've been missing for a couple weeks now, but I wanted to come back and start making videos again, you know? I don't know if I'd consider it a break, but I guess I took a little break from making videos. Wasn't initially planning on it, but, you know, it seems like there's just been some things going on as far as like music work goes, so you know I kind of put that, you know, as my top priority, and then when I have time I like making videos like this. But anyways, you know, today I was kind of thinking about easing into the new year with kind of a simple video, nothing too complicated or anything. In fact, I kind of wanted to just talk about, you know, some goals I wanted to set for myself this year. You know, I'm not typically a big New Year's resolution person, and I wouldn't even consider this like a resolution per se, but you know, I like setting goals for myself pretty regularly. And now that I'm making stuff on YouTube and I'm like documenting things I've got going on, I thought maybe it'd be kind of cool to at least make a video talking about some of these goals I'm setting for myself, and then, you know, it might be fun to kind of like address or get back to, you know, a year from now or whatever and see, you know, kind of what ended up coming of it. So, but yeah, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit just about my personal goals and professional goals, just music related for this year. You know, like 2021, it was a pretty good year. I mean, I feel like it was better than 2020 for me, you know, work wise and everything, and it just seems to kind of keep trending upwards every year. So I'm optimistic and I'm very excited for this year, 2022. But yeah, I think about some things. I think about how last year went and what was good about it, and what are some things that I would have liked to change or do differently. Kind of make a list of those things in my head, and, you know, kind of prepare to take on those types of challenges this year in 2022. So, I mean, I guess if we just jump right into it, I guess I'll start with the personal goals here, or like personal music goals and whatnot. Last year was interesting because I kind of started uploading to YouTube a little bit more regularly. Like back in August, I think, is when I like officially in my mind say that I started doing YouTube stuff. Although I've had my channel since, I don't know, 2015, 2016, like I've had it for a while, and I would post things occasionally, but like the videos weren't like anything like these have been, where it's more talking in front of the camera or doing like walkthroughs or showing this kind of plug-in or that kind of plug-in. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm just like putting a little bit more effort into this stuff to an extent. So I kind of tell myself that I started doing this YouTube thing back in August, and it's cool. I mean, I think it was a good idea. You know, I feel like I've already been meeting new people because of it, and some opportunities have actually kind of came out of it already, which I thought was pretty awesome. I mean, that's all you can really ask for. When I think about why I even wanted to get onto, you know, making regular YouTube content, I think that was a big motivator. You know, like I kind of wanted to see if it could lead to any opportunities. You know, I've talked to some buddies in the past that do YouTube regularly, and they tell me how it's led to cool opportunities for them, whether it be film scoring or, you know, trailer work or whatever they're doing. You know, it seems to lead to work. And it makes sense because, I mean, as having a YouTube channel, you're kind of showcasing your work, you're showcasing what you can do. And so I thought about those things, and I thought that was a pretty good idea to get started with it. So I kind of started up in August, and for the most part, I was pretty consistent uploading a video a week, you know. Give or take, you know, every once in a while, maybe it was every, you know, 10 days or something like that, but like consistent, which was fun. It was good. I was glad I kind of made that a priority for myself, and I do want to continue that this year, whether it be weekly uploads or not. I don't know. I just want to be consistent overall. I'll shoot for it. I'll shoot for doing, you know, weekly uploads if I can, but I think it all kind of depends on what I've got going on as far as the, you know, professional life goes. You know, I do a lot of trailer music, and I've been doing that seriously. That's kind of my main passion and my main thing that I'm going for. So when like I get custom work that comes in or things like that, things with like more of an immediate deadline, that kind of takes top priority over anything else I've got going on. And that's just the way I want it to be. I want those, like I want to build that whole area of the business up. So I mean, that kind of thing comes first for me in those ways. But YouTube's been a cool outlet for me in a sense, because it feels like writing music in the sense of just being new at it, and like there's no pressure or anything. Like when you first start writing music and you get into it, there's no pressure to make something licensable or make it even sound like super good or polished. You know, you're just exploring and you're experimenting, and it's fun, and I kind of feel like that's how it is making videos for myself. I'm not too worried about, you know, all the technical specific things. You know, I'm just documenting things and uploading it, and it's kind of liberating, you know? It's kind of a fun new hobby for myself, and so those are things I still want to continue pushing in 2022. But yeah, and then also like some other things that I want to do this year is I want to release more public music. You know, I've got some like public music on Spotify and stuff like that, which is great, but I kind of want to do like, you know, more serious uploads if I can. I've got music I've written, and it kind of is sitting on my hard drive, and I think some of that stuff could be really good public music tracks and stuff like that. Plus, I kind of want to learn more of the ins and outs of like Spotify and other streaming services, you know? I know people have their thoughts and opinions on Spotify and whatnot as musicians and composers, and the whole pay per stream thing, like the rates, you know, that could be a discussion for a whole nother day, but I think I'm more interested in it for the challenge of just learning how to grow something like that. You know, last year was probably my biggest year on Spotify, and mind you, it wasn't like crazy numbers, but you know, I was kind of used to uploading things on Spotify or on SoundCloud, and it only generated, you know, a couple hundred streams, if that, you know, and last year it was more significant. I had an EP uploaded, and you know, that got on a few playlists and started generating streams and grew some followers that way, which was really cool, and that was a cool learning experience to see how that all worked. So I think in 2022 I want to spend some time, you know, putting out some more music for people, and also learning more of the ins and outs about, you know, getting on playlist or seeing how to really build streams here and there, because I just think that would be a fun challenge. Plus, you know, I want to share more with the world, honestly. You know, a lot of the work I do with trailer music is kind of kept more of an industry secret. You know, we keep what are called industry albums, so it's not really like shared for like the public to listen to. It's more, you know, we write albums and those go to, you know, editors and music supervisors, so they're getting fresh, unheard music essentially. But you know, as an artist or whatever, it's also nice to kind of share some of your work with the world too and put it out there. So that's something I think I'd want to focus on a little bit in 2022, you know, as I have free time and whatnot. And I think that kind of stuff could make interesting videos, you know, me kind of figuring out how certain things are done, whether it be, you know, getting on playlists or, you know, even doing like track walkthroughs and stuff like that. Like, I feel like it'd be fun to kind of show those types of things as I learn, you know, how to do it. So yeah, and then I think the other thing I want to do this year is at least put out another sample pack. I've been kind of brainstorming, thinking of ideas, and I've got an idea for a new sample pack. I've just got to start putting the sounds together. Actually, I've been recording a lot of new source audio, which will probably be contributed to these new sample pack releases. You know, last year I put out 2 sample packs, and they were actually both free sample packs, but I think I want to put out some new stuff this year. Hopefully sooner rather than later, because it's just fun putting this stuff together. Yeah, I've kind of got an idea on what I want to do, and honestly, I mean, it could change, but at this point I think I have a name for what I want to call the sample pack and how I want to kind of package and market it and all that kind of stuff too. So that kind of gets me excited to take on the sample pack project as well, because like visually I feel like it looks really cool in my head, and sonically I kind of want to match those ideas and expectations. So I'm excited to get into that, but that's something I want to do this year too, is put out at least one new sample pack. And then if I think about it, so those are kind of my personal goals for 2022, you know, more YouTube content, more public music, and a sample pack, you know, 3 low-key chill things. But professionally, I think I want 2022 to be the year of just like being more intentional. You know, I've got a list of publishers I write for, but I kind of want to like hone in on, you know, the ones that are landing me things, and I kind of want to do, like, I don't want to say yes to everything. You know, there's lots of publishers out there and they'll ask me, hey, do you want to write for this release and that release? And I think I just want to go with my gut feeling on things, and spend more of my efforts on publishers that are landing me things, or at least, you know, pitching my music regularly and getting my foot in the door and stuff like that. And I just want to see what I can make of that, you know. Say no to most things, but the you know, the publishers that I work with that are getting me these opportunities consistently say yes to almost everything I can in that way. I don't know if like long term if that's the route to go, but I wanna try. Like I think about it, and 2021 was a great year, lots of cool placements and stuff, and I think 2022 could be really beneficial if I kind of hone in on that and focus on those relationships and take on as much custom work as I can, and then write lots of catalog library tracks as well, because I still want to build that up, and you never know, those things land oftentimes too. So, but I just want to be more intentional about who I'm giving my music to. I think that's kind of the moral of the story. I think a lot of times, myself included, like you just get this list of like all these publishers. You got music here and got music there, and it almost becomes like a sport. You know, it's almost like a competition and a sport. How many publishers can you write for? How many tracks can you put out in a year? And that's great and all, but I don't know. Like I think this year I just want to focus more on being intentional with where I put my music and what kind of projects I decide to take on. And I don't know if that's going to be like the new thing or if it's just going to be a thing that I focus on this year. You know, I think the important thing is to kind of audit yourself and see what works and what doesn't, and know how to adapt and adjust from there. But at this point, when I think about it, those are the kind of things I want to focus in on. So hopefully it's a busy year in terms of custom music because of that, because I'll be taking on as much as I possibly can with that. So that might kind of clash with the whole YouTube thing, whether I'm uploading every week or not. But just know if I'm not uploading weekly, it's mostly because I'm probably taking on custom work, or I've got something going on like that, because that's kind of my main goal over all this. That's kind of the big thing, and then everything else kind of tapers off from there as far as what I want to do. You know, I just like doing creative stuff. That's kind of the thing. You know, I've got my own personal goals. I think ideally on the professional side, I would like to aim for like at least 10 like decent size to big size trailer placements. I'm not talking about like getting music licensed on TV. I feel like that's a whole other thing. But as far as like actual movie trailers go, my goal is to shoot for like 10 of those. I think that's a good goal. That's the goal I want to shoot for this year, and we'll see what comes of it. You know, like I said, I'll kind of be more intentional with this, and then, you know, regularly audit myself, see what's working, what's not, and maybe make adjustments from there. Who knows? Maybe this time next year I look back and I'm like, yo, what you were thinking at the beginning of the year wasn't the right move at all. You know. Instead, you should have been doing this or that, you know, but it's all a learning experience at the end of the day, you know, and I've got a good feeling. Like I trust the publishers I decided to write for, so I'm excited to kind of dive in and, you know, focus on those relationships more. I think only good things can come out of it anyways, but yeah, that's kind of it. Those are kind of my goals for the new year, honestly. Like I said, I don't really feel like they're like resolutions per se. I think I just regularly set goals for myself, and it just happens to be kind of at the new year. It's not a whole new year, new me sort of mentality. It's just see what I can do this year, you know? Like focus on pushing lots of trailer music, but also having fun and making sure I'm doing some fulfilling personal projects too, like the sample packs and public releases, music-wise, like singles, or I don't know if I'll write an album publicly this year or not, but maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But, you know, at the very bare minimum, I just want to put out, you know, music that I'm feeling. You know, I think the music I like to write a lot of times isn't always necessarily trailer music either. You know, I'm a big fan of, you know, ambient music, post-rock music, kind of like neoclassical stuff. Like I really like listening to that stuff, and I also like writing it. So I feel like the public music I would put out is almost, I don't want to say it's entirely different than the trailer music, but it might be, you know, I don't know. That's the thing that's fun with trailer or public music. I mean, kind of write what you want and go from there, see what works, what doesn't. Not only is 2022 going to be the year of being more intentional with music and whatnot, but it's also going to be the year of trying to learn new things, you know, whether that be like the whole Spotify playlist thing, or I don't know, you know, maybe I'll learn new things about releasing sample packs and all that, you know. I feel like what I've been doing right now has been pretty basic on that front, but maybe I can figure out new things, and I don't know what I'm saying. I'm open to things. I've got, you know, my personal goals and whatnot, and I think maybe new goals will spiral off the things I learned this year too, which is cool. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to come back and post my first video of the year, honestly. I mean, really, like I said, it's been a been a few weeks since I've last posted, and I'm just happy to be back doing this. So I've got some video ideas already for the new year, so I'm excited to kind of start tackling some of those. Let's just have a good year, you know? I hope you guys have a good year. I don't know if you guys are setting goals for yourself or resolutions. If so, let me know. I mean, I think that's been the thing that's been fun about YouTube too, is, you know, talking to new people that I wouldn't have otherwise ever had the opportunity to talk to. So if you've made it this far in the video and you've set some goals for yourself, I mean, let me know what they are. I'd be interested to know what you have planned this year. But yeah, very cool. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.